Hello, is this Nah-Shon Burrell?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. Thanks for taking the time today for an interview.
Hey, you got it. I ain't know. Oh man, I lost track of time, buddy.
Oh, it's all right. You're not in the middle of a sparring session right now, are you?
No. I was about to take a nap, but I'm good. I'm ready.
All right. Well, how's the preparation going for Lyman Good? How are you feeling about the fight on Saturday?
I feel good, man. Weight cool. You know, body's right, mind right. I feel good.
Is it for the interim welterweight?
This is for the title, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because Webb moved on to the UFC.
Right, so it's a unification for the vacant title and interim title, and the winner will be the undisputed welterweight champion of Cage Fury Fighting Championship. So it's got to be a 5-round fight, and you got to be training to go the distance, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Been doing my heavy rounds, been doing my swimming, been doing a lot of stuff to keep the lungs right.
I'm sure. When you look at the fact that it's the main event and it's going to be seen live at the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa and on Go Fight Live, do you feel any pressure either for it being a title fight or being the main event of the card, or is it just another day at the office for you?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little bit. You know, I can't remember the last time I was a main event or ever was a main event. But other than that, you know, it's just like excitement jitters. It's like I'm so, you know, amped and ready to go. So it's like it's another day at the office. You know, you still got to go there and do your job, but you know, it is a little bit elevated.
Well, maybe you haven't been the main event, but I know you were the co-main event when you got the TKO over Ryan Hodge, so you've been up there near the top of the card before.
Yeah. Oh, a couple co-mains, never main event.
Well, it's
I feel a little special, man. I got put on the show.
I know that's the plan. I mean, you're called the Rock and Roller for a reason, right? You got to go out there and entertain them.
Yes, sir.
Now, is there any influence from pro wrestling in that nickname? Because, of course, you know, Chris Jericho is called the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla.
Really? No, I didn't know. No, from the movie, it was a goofy reason, actually, just from the movie Rock and Roll.
All right. Well, that's
I just liked it.
But do you ever watch pro wrestling at all? Do you dabble in that at any? Or?
Yeah, I used to be a crazy fan of wrestling.
But obviously, your career path didn't lead you in that direction. It led you into mixed martial arts. So, what would you say?
I might need to switch it up.
Well, if you're going out there and rock and rolling all the time, people want to see that kind of entertainment in pro wrestling. But did you always just know you were going to be entertaining in some field growing up?
My mom always said it, but I didn't know. I guess I just stumbled into MMA.
Yeah, I read somewhere that you fell in love with it watching UFC fights, and then from there it was you just knew that was your goal.
Yeah, you know, seen a couple of Anderson Silva fights, and I was like, maybe I can, if I train hard, I can start doing that stuff.
Well, and Silva's one that's known for entertaining too. He likes to do the Ali shuffle. He likes to feint and bob. He likes to go out there and put on a show for people when he fights.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself as kind of that style of fighter, or who would you compare yourself to?
Brawl, man. Chin down and swing as hard as you can type fighter.
Oh, well, that's almost more like a Chuck Liddell kind of style, like take one to get one and land that big shot.
Yeah, I would say more so. I would be more so Chuck Liddell than Anderson Silva.
Yeah. Because Anderson Silva is very good at making people miss. Kind of like Money Mayweather. Money Mayweather makes people miss him.
Yeah. That whole fight was a whole bunch of misses.
Did you think Pacquiao had a chance going in? Because some of my friends tried to tell me he did, and I said different.
No, I wasn't going to bet against him, but if you were to bet, I was thinking if I was to bet, that would be a smart bet, because you're not going to win too much money, you know, picking Mayweather, but if you did put money down on Pacquiao and he did win, it would have been a nice come up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The odds on him were pretty darn good. It was certainly tempting. You know,
got yourself something nice.
Right, yeah, you could buy yourself a nice necklace or who knows what with that kind of winnings. But hey, as long as we're talking about it, it seems like he's saying now that he's one fight away from retirement, and that would leave him tied for the record with Rocky Marciano, but he wouldn't be able to break it. They'd both be 49-0. Can he really retire tied?
No, he was. They was. I heard him talking about after this next fight that he does, he's going to be like out of the Showtime contract. So his 50th, if he wins the next fight, his 50th fight, all the networks have a chance to, I guess, bid, for him, bid for the fight or whatever. He can't. I know he's not going to pass that money up.
Right. So it's basically a negotiating ploy to like be retired once the Showtime deal ends and then take the biggest offer.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense.
Against his front, probably.
You got to take the best money out there, and I know that's what you're doing as well. I'm sure that Cage Fury has ponied up for you to be in the main event of this card.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not asking you to give specifics, but I'm sure it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's tough.
Yeah. But I mean, you've been all over the place. You've been in Bellator, UFC, Strikeforce, so you've been in the big money organizations pretty much your whole career.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back to the show, man. They handing out them bonus checks, man.
Yeah, you like one of those $50,000 checks from Dana White, right?
I'm dreaming about them checks, man.
Well, is that the goal here, to take the welterweight title from Lyman Good and then move on?
Yeah, no, I want UFC, man. If it's not UFC, then I'll keep my belt. I'll keep defending my belt.
That's fine. I'm sure, you've already had your cup of coffee in Bellator, so you probably feel like you've been there, done that at this point.
Yeah. So I want the pinnacle of MMA. I want the Super Bowl of MMA,
Yeah.
I want to get back to the show.
Absolutely.
I feel as though, if I put them down, then, that'll open up a couple doors for me. Somebody will be watching. I'm on somebody's radar if I put them down.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like we got to see enough of you in UFC anyway. You got on that card with Rousey and Carmouche, and then the fight Velasquez and Bigfoot, and then it was like, wait a minute, only 2 fights? That seemed too quick.
Yeah, I heard it was rumored that it was because of me. I was being taught a lesson, air quotes, because I was having trouble making 170, and then after I left the UFC, I stumbled a little bit. So now I'm trying to get back on the road back.
Well, it seems like you're back to your winning ways. Like I said, you won TKO in the first round in your last fight, so it seems like the rock and roller of old's coming back here.
Yeah, man, chin down and swing.
That's right. So what do you feel is Lyman Good's biggest strength going into the cage? I mean, you've got 7 of 11 wins by knockout. He's got like 40% of his wins by knockout. Do you feel like you'll be the harder hitter of the two?
Yeah, I think I hit harder. But I'd say his maybe experience. I would say he had a couple more higher profile fights, like main event, like a lot more pressure fights. But besides that, that's where I see the advantage ending.
He's been at the top of the mountain, so to speak, but it's a place you're trying to get as well. So you're not going to let him stand in your way of that.
No.
So what do you feel like, you mentioned stumbling a little bit coming out of UFC. What do you think was the reason for that, and how do you think you've improved upon it since that time?
It was mainly mental stuff, my mental game was off. My physical game was always on point, but if you don't have the right mentality coming into a fight, like if you coming in there and you're beating yourself up and you're not feeling confident or whatever, then you might as well not even go out there and fight. So I've been, lately working on a lot of, doing a little soul searching. Got a gum under my tongue. Hold on. Soul searching, a lot of, just working on the mental game.
Is there anybody that you take advice from specifically that teaches you how to focus and have that mental game ready?
I just sit by myself. A lot of meditation. A lot of thinking.
You're not doing like the namaste and the yoga chant and just trying to find the inner Buddhist harmony, are you?
Nah, I'm just sitting by myself, visualizing the fight. Just a lot of thinking.
Do you picture yourself winning the fight then, like decisive winning? You play it out in your head that way?
Yeah.
So you've done a lot of visualizing of Lyman Good laying on the canvas then, I'm sure.
A little bit of that, man. You work hard, man. I think a knockout or TKO will put me right where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know it'll put me right where I need to be.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing we haven't seen from you so far in a win is a submission. Is that a part of your game that people are sleeping on a little bit?
They, you know what's crazy? I have submissions, but it just seems like when I'm so vigilant when I'm in there sometimes, it's like I'm much more, I'm looking for the knockout. You know, if I see an easy submission, I'll snag it, but I want knockout.
Well, again, living up to the name of the rock and roller, you want to go out there and put on a show.
Yeah.
Well, that's some of those submissions you see, you know, every now and then, like the Ronda Rousey armbar. She gets that on so quick, it's almost like a knockout. You go, damn, how'd she do that so fast?
No, I ain't. I don't have a Ronda Rousey armbars up my sleeve. I may have a Kimura or maybe a guillotine or something, a triangle choke. I don't have those crazy throws and arm bars yet.
Well, very few people do. I think she's kind of in a class by herself.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we're working on it though.
Absolutely. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a surprise this Saturday in Atlantic City. Anything's possible, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and promote the fact that it's going to be on GoFightLive.tv as well as live at the Borgata Hotel and Casino. So everybody will have either one or two ways to check it out. Either you can go to Atlantic City, see the fight live, which I highly recommend. But if you can't make it, GoFightLive.tv and the CBS Sports Network will also be broadcasting it. So many amazing ways to watch the fight. And what do you want to say to promote it as we start to wrap it up?
Definitely tune in, man. I'm planning on putting on a show, man. And I would like to thank Believe the Hype Apparel and Enzo Gracie. He's been working hard, man.
He's one of the legends of the sport, so there's no shortage of things you can learn when you're in there with Enzo Gracie.
Nah, he like a mad scientist in there, man, coaching me up.
And he's also got some affiliation with World Series of Fighting, too. So is there any thought, would you be willing to entertain an offer from them if they came calling?
We'll see. We'll see. When I get this belt, man, I wanna keep defending it.
Sticking around cage fighting for a little while to come, then.
Yeah, I hope. You know, I like their organization, but you know, you never know. The right call, somebody calling with the right amount of money. You never know. Money talks, right?
Absolutely, it always does. So, speaking of money, anything else that you want to plug before we get out of here? Social media?
No, just Believe the Hype, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
all
not
right.
too much of a promoter.
Well, then Believe the Hype and watch the Rock and Roller fight on Saturday night. So we're looking forward to it, Nah-Shon. Have a great fight this weekend, and thanks for the time today.
Thanks.
No problem. Talk to you later.